All right, so these are the guided practice problems. I'm going to go through with how to do these. As you have questions, please make sure that you ask. Don't hesitate to ask questions if you have questions about anything, okay? All right, so let's do the first one. It says a newborn child receives a $20 gift towards her college education from her parents. How much will that $20,000 be worth in 17 years if invested at 7% compounded quarterly? So this is the information that's gathered. The principal or starting amount is that $20,000. Okay. Then the number of years, they give you 17 years. So T is 17 years. The rate is 7%, but you write your 7% as a decimal. So that's going to be 0.07. Move the decimal 2 spaces to the left. You're in the compounded amount. How many times interest is being charged in a year? It's compounded quarterly. So that means interest is being charged 4 times in a year. Quarter is 4 times a year. Any questions about how I got any of those values? Okay. So now I'm going to use the compound interest formula, which is A is equal to P parentheses 1 plus R over N to the NT power, okay? I'm going to substitute all of these values into the formula and use my calculator to see what the final amount is, A. So here, my starting amount is the 20,000. So I have A is equal to P, which is the 20,000. That's the starting amount or starting principal. 1, part of the formula, plus your R is 0.07 divided by N, which is 4, and raised to the NT power. N again is 4 times how many years? 17. I'm going to go ahead and multiply 4 times 17. So let me type that in the calculator. 4 times 17 is, oops, I said 7. 4 times 17, what's wrong with me? 17 is 68. So here, I'm going to put just 68. Okay. Right. So now I'm going to type this in the calculator to see what my final amount is. All right. So this is what I get. I type in the 20,000. Make sure I got enough zeros. Okay. Parentheses 1 plus 0.07 divided by, you see this is division, divided by 4. Close the parentheses. And then I raise it. I use the caret key right here. And I raise it to the 68th power. Okay. And I press enter here. And this is money. So I get $65,068.44. Just 2 spaces behind the decimal. So my answer is going to be $65,068.44. Okay. All right. Are y'all okay with that? Is that all right? Yes, baby. Yeah, come here. Yes, you have to show your work. Yep. Yes, it's 1 year. That's correct. All right, so let's look at number 2. Okay. Number 2 says, if you invest, is everybody okay? Y'all let me know. Akeem, are you good, babe? Cameron, are you okay? Okay. All right. So it says, if you invest $10,000 in a bank, which one is the better investment? So you got 2 options here, option A and option B. So you're trying to figure out which one is the best. So both principal amounts, both starting amounts are going to be the same. It's going to be $10,000. You're just trying to figure out which one is better to invest. Do I put my $10,000 when this is when I get 9% compounded every single month? Do I put 10,000, or is it going to be better if I invest $10,000 in this situation where I'm getting 9.3% compounded just once a year? Okay, so which situation is going to be better is what they're saying. Which one is going to give me the most amount of money? All right, so let's go ahead and do this. All right, so what else do I have? My T is 1 year. That's all. It didn't tell you how many years per se. So we're just going to do 1 year for both. Okay. Here is 9%. So my R for this situation is 0.09. It's 9%. Okay. Now my N, how many times interest is being charged within 1 year, is compounded monthly. So that's going to be 12 because it's every single month. And since it's 12 months in a year, interest is going to be charged 12 times in 1 year. Okay. All right. So now let's do or use the formula for compound interest. Okay. And now we want to substitute these values into this formula. So this is going to give me 10,000. Okay. Parentheses 1 plus, and we got R is 0.09 divided by 12 to the NT. So that's 12 times 1. Okay. Any questions about how I substitute this information? All right. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to type this in the calculator to see what I get as my answer. So I have the 10,000 parentheses 1 plus 0.09 divided by 12, close the parentheses. Then I'm going to raise it, use my caret key. I'm going to raise it 12 times 1 is 12. So I'm going to raise it to the 12th power and see what I get. I get, look, $10,938 and look, 7 cents. So here is what I get in 1 year. I get $10,938.07. Okay. So my interest here, if I subtract these, I gained about $938.07 is what I gained in a year's time in this particular situation. So let's see what it is in this. How much did I gain in this situation? How much interest was earned in this one? And this about $938. And let's see how much it is here. So write the formula again. Okay. And now substitute the values in. So we got R is 9.3%. So this is going to be 0.093. And it's compounded annually. So that means it's only N is equal to 1. Okay, N is equal to 1. All right, so let's substitute these values in to see which one is going to give me more money. So we have 10,000 again, 1 plus 0.093, N is 1. And then we got 1 for N times 1 for T. So 1 times 1 we know is 1. So now let's type this in the calculator, see how much money we're going to get. Okay. So we got 10,000. Make sure we got enough zeros in there. Okay. Parentheses 1 plus 0.093 divided by 1. Close the parentheses. Caret key, that means we're raising it to 1 times 1 is 1. To the 1 power. And that gives us this, 10,000 $930. So this is going to be $10,930. It's almost about the same. Do you see this? But this is $8 more. So this is going to continue to increase more because interest is being charged more. So I'm going to get more money because I'm charging interest monthly here, but only one time here. So this is going to gain more money than this one. So option A is the better investment. Option A is the better investment. Any questions about that? Okay. Are y'all okay? Jay, is that okay? Okay. All right, I'm gonna keep going. All right, do I need to slow down, Jay? All right, so let's move on to the next one. Akeem, y'all okay? Jackson? All right, I'm gonna keep going, okay, guys? It says an investment company pays 6% compounded semi-annually. Okay, this is what I'm looking for. How much should you deposit? So this is your starting amount that you're looking for. Okay. Now to have $10,000, that's the final amount that you want in 5 years. So your final amount they actually gave you, which is the 10,000. That's how much you should have in how many years? 5 years. So T is 5 years. The principal, the starting amount is what's missing. P is what's missing this time. Your rate is 6%. So you got 0.06 because you move the decimal over 2 times to the left and drop the percent sign. And how many times is interest being charged in 1 year? The compounded amount is semi-annually. Semi-annually is twice a year, and you find that in your notes, okay? Biannually and semi-annually are both twice a year. So interest is being charged twice a year, okay? So now we're going to use the formula. A is equal to P parentheses 1, I want to say 1 plus R over N to the NT power. Now we want to substitute all of these values into the formula and solve for P. Your starting amount or your deposit is what's missing. What did you start off with? That's what's missing in this problem. So A is 10,000. Okay. P is what's missing. And you have 1 plus R over N to the NT power. So we're going to substitute all the numbers we have to find what's missing. So we got 10,000. I don't know why I wrote that twice. Good Lord. Forgive me, y'all. I don't know why I wrote it twice. P 1 plus my R is 0.06. N is 2 to the NT power. That's going to be 2 times 5. And remember, 2 times 5 is 10. So I'm going to erase this and go ahead and put 10 here. Okay? So now let's see what this is. Let's simplify this so we can solve for P. So let's simplify this part so we can solve for P. So this is parentheses 1 plus 0.06 divided by 2, close the parentheses, okay? Then I raise it to the 10th power. See what that looks like? And now I press enter. So this gives me 1, and I'm dealing with money, so this gives me 1.34. All right, so $1.34. So 1.34. So in order to get P by itself, this is multiplication. The opposite of multiplication is division. So you're going to divide both sides by 1.34. Okay. So let's divide that by 1.34. So that's 10,000 divided by 1.34. Okay. And that gives me about $7,462.69. Okay, so P is equal to, because remember this will cancel out. So P is equal to $7,462.69. Okay, so that's what your starting amount is going to be. Okay. Any questions about that? Okay. All right. Am I moving too fast? Are y'all okay? Do we understand? You okay? All right. He says he's okay. Okay, you're okay too, Jackson. Good, thank you. Akeem, what about you, babe? Okay. And keep going, all right? Keep going. All right, it says at 27, Jill deposited $4,000 into an IRA where it earns 9.8% interest compounded monthly. What will it be worth when she's 35 years old? Okay, so let's figure this out. We got P, your starting amount is 4,000. That's how much she started off with putting into that account. The let's do T, the time. She's already 27 and she started at 27 and you want to know how much it is at 35. So you're going to subtract. You're going to say 35 minus 27. Oops, sorry, y'all. 35 minus 27 years. So this is 8. So you're only going to invest for 8 years. Okay, so 8 years after she's 27, she'll be 35. All right, so now what else do we have? The interest, the rate. 9.8, change it to a decimal by moving over 2 places to the right. So this is 0.098, okay? It's compounded monthly, so the number of times interest is charged within a year is 12. So it's 12 months in a year. So now we're going to use compound interest because remember, interest is being charged more than once a year. So that's A is equal to P parentheses 1 plus R over N to the NT power. Okay? So let's substitute. The starting amount is 4,000. So you're going to put 4,000 here. Okay? 1 plus, then we have 0.098. N is 12, and we raise it to the NT power. N is 12, so it's going to be 12 times 8 years. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and multiply 12 times 8. All right? So we got 12 times 8. Look at that. It's 96. So we're going to replace this with 96. Okay? All right, so now we're going to type all of this in to see what we get. Okay, we're going to type it all in to see what we get. So look at this. We got 4,000 parentheses 1 plus 0.089 divided by 12. Okay, close the parentheses. Put this up. Close the parentheses. Caret key 96. Okay. So we press enter to see what the final amount is. And that's $8,733 and a penny. Okay. So we got A is equal to $8,733 and a penny. Okay. Any questions about that? Are y'all okay? You said thumbs up? Okay. Thumbs up there. Akeem, are you okay? All right. Keep it going. We're doing just the word problems, okay? All right, so let's do this one. It says, if you have $500 after 10 years on an investment that pays 5.3% compounded daily. Ooh, compounded daily. Oh my God. What was the principal amount you started with? So P is what you're looking for again. P is what you're looking for because it's saying what is the principal amount you started with. So the starting is missing. So they gave you A, the after amount. It says after, look, 10 years, this is what it is. So $3,500 is the final amount. So the starting amount is missing and the final amount they gave you. After 10 years, so T is the 10 years, okay? And your rate is 5.3%. So move the decimal over 2 times to the left, and that gives you 0.053.
Involved in Ignite Academy tutoring, reminder that this week's sessions will be virtual. Please go home as normal and be sure to log in to your first session at 3:30 p.m. Check your Canvas messages for more information.
Oh, wow.
If you have a
all right. So I'm going to just set this up for you and then you can finish it. Your N here is equal to, and I'll finish the video out as well, okay? Compounded daily is 365 days in a year, okay? It's 365 days in a year. So you got A is equal to P, parentheses 1, plus R over N to the NT power, okay? All righty then, okay? So you substitute these values in and solve for P this time. I'm going to pause and then I'll come back and show you guys how to do it in the video, okay? All right, so here we go. We're going to substitute these values into this formula, exponential, it is exponential growth, but compound interest formula, okay? One moment. Okay, so we're going to substitute these numbers in. You have 3,500 is equal to P, which is missing, 1 plus 0.053 divided by 365. Then you have 365 days in a year times 10 years. Whew, that's a lot, ain't it? All right, so let's see what that gives us here first. So we're going to simplify all of this and then solve for P. Slide this over a little bit. So this is parentheses 1 plus 0.053 divided by 365 days, close parentheses, caret key, and I'm going to put this in parentheses, 365 days times the 10. Okay? And that gives us this number. This is P times 1.6. Let's do 1.7. Okay? All right, round it off. Now, in order to get P by itself, the opposite of multiplication is division. So we're going to divide both sides by 1.7. So this is 3,500 divided by 1.7. Okay, and look, that gives you $2,058.82. So your starting amount is $2,058.82. Okay. All right, so let's look at the next one. The next one is you have a $175,000 loan compounded monthly at 3.2% for 19 years. How much interest was earned? Okay. All right. So let's look at this. So your principal amount, this is the loan. This is the starting amount you took out. The compound amount, how many times interest was charged in a year is monthly. So that's 12 times a year. The interest is 3.2. So that's 0.032. And how many years? It's 19 years that you have this loan. Okay, so you do the final amount. A is equal to P1 plus R over N, this is R, to the NT power. And you substitute these values here. So this is going to give you A is equal to 1,000, I'm sorry, not 1,000, 175,000. And you substitute your values in, 3, 2, over, N, that's 12 months, times, we'll raise it to the NT power, that's 12 times 19. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do what 12 times 19 is. We got 12 times 19. Okay, so that's 228. Okay, so now I'll type this in to figure out what the final amount is. Right, so this gives me 1,000. I keep saying 1,000. 175,000. Parentheses 1 plus 0.032 divided by 12. And then we got caret key. I'm going to raise it to the 228 power. Okay. All right, and so this gives you $321,171.98. So that's $321,171.98. Okay, that's your final amount, but they want to know how much interest was earned over those years. So if you started off with this and you ended with this, you just subtract those values to figure out what was earned. So earned amount is going to be, let's subtract them. We have the $321,171 and what, 98 cents? 98 cents minus your starting 175,000. And so this was the earned amount, $146,171.98. This was the amount or interest that was earned over that many years. Okay. All right. So the next one is your savings account has this as a balance, $2,513.45. So that's your starting amount. You opened the account 3 years ago. Your interest on the account was compounded weekly. So it's 52 weeks in a year. Okay. So N is 52. Put that over to the side. N is 52. Okay. And the interest rate, move the decimal over 2 times. So that's going to be 0.0435. How much interest did you invest originally? So look, this was the savings account. Oh, that was the balance. Okay, so that was the ended amount. That was my A. My A is this. That was my final amount after the 3 years. Okay, I had to go back and reread that again, y'all. Sometimes you got to do that just to make sure. And they want to know the original, the starting amount. What's your P? Okay, they want to know the starting amount. You see that? The original is your starting amount. And your T is 3 years. All right. So you're going to use your compound interest amount formula. And you're going to solve for P, the starting amount, because they want to know the original amount. So your A, this is $2,513.45. P is what's missing. Your N is 52 weeks in a year. And you're going to multiply 52 times your time, which is 3 years. Okay? And so you're going to do the same thing that we did up here to find, remember when we found P up here? you're going to solve for P. So simplify this and solve for P, just like we did here. We simplified this, we got this, and we solve for P by dividing that number on both sides. So you're going to do the same thing here. And number 8, I want you to completely do on your own. If you have questions, please text me or come to office hours. All right, guys, have a good one. Hope this video helps.